you want to give Coach an opening statement, just kind of your thoughts on how today and really the last month progressed.
Yeah, for me, in terms of you talk about spring football, it's just exciting to be able to take what you did in the winter. Obviously, these guys work hard in terms of their lifting and then conditioning, and take it out to the field. We get 15 opportunities, and obviously today leading up to the spring game. And the one thing with the game today that was, you are appreciative of is that weather didn't look very good, and we were able to still get roughly about 70 plays in. And so it was nice to be able to get out there and still compete in a game situation. And then, I think for the spring, it's obviously an opportunity to all the concentration's on us, the focus is on us. And so it's not about a team or opponent that we're playing. It's, hey, what can we do? How well can we execute, both offensively, defensively, and special teams? And obviously for these guys too, it does create somewhat of a depth chart as you go into the fall, and so they're positioning themselves to play. And I was excited about what we were able to accomplish in the spring. I thought our intentionality, our focus was there, and especially for this week was a unique week. We had a long week just because of how our practices were structured and weather and this and that. But overall, just very, very pleased about what we were able to accomplish. And I think Evan Annis said it best. After or it was Conlon. After we broke it down out there, and just continuing to make ourselves a better football team from the winter to now in the spring, and then carrying it over into the summer. And just like they said, we have an opportunity to be a very good football team, but we have to continue to improve, and that's each and every individual coach to make us the best team that we can be. So.
I guess I would go left to right, seniority. Evan, just first of all, the goal line stand. They march all the way down, and you guys 4 straight plays. Obviously, if it's tackle football there, I think Mason probably spins in and scores. But just the boost that you get from
no shot.
Go back. So, Evan, just the boost that you can get from putting that on tape and having that experience.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we always just talk about stacking plays on defense, and finding a way to flush the bad ones and then just build off of the good ones, and being able to do that right there. We were getting driven on. Had a good pass to Matt Ross down the middle of the field. Kind of had to blow up there, and I think that our defense kind of figured out what we were made of a little bit right there. And it's just very exciting, like Coach Fox mentioned, to have that momentum as a defense. Making plays today, having a couple turnovers, that big 4th down stop as well, and then, like Coach Fox just said, carrying that into the summer and being able to use this to build on and stack those moments, stack those days going into the fall. It's exciting.
As one of the leaders of the team, I guess, is that the message going forward? Just figure out ways this summer to keep stacking?
Absolutely. I would say that it's just finding ways to build momentum. We talked about it, and we have leadership classes in the off season, and even in fall camp. And one of the biggest things that I remember is just the law of momentum, and how far that can carry. So just being able to kind of get that ball rolling and keeping it rolling. Going into summer workouts, and then at the end of that, testing, and then going back into fall camp.
George, just how big was today for your confidence going into the offseason?
Definitely big. I mean, our group in the D-line is young, so having confidence and seeing that we can all play ball fast and physical and be able to get after the quarterback and make TFLs and make big plays just in a young D-line group, it's super exciting. I mean, not just for me in the production that I think I had today, but I mean throughout the whole D-line. I mean, just being a young group and having this confidence rolling into the summer camp, and having that edge and that confidence knowing that we can do this, and that it doesn't matter who we're going up against, whether it's our O-line, someone else's O-line, just the fact that we're all dogs and we're all trying to get better every day.
Landon, you mentioned George a couple of weeks ago when we talked about kind of players you're excited to see. Just what did you take from his performance today?
I don't necessarily put a lot of stock in today. Is what I put a lot of stock in is what he's done over a long period of time. That's the reality of it, and I just kind of shared that with the guys. To me, practice 13 was just as important as a spring game, and so what you get from all these guys. But if we're talking about George, you'll see him go watch us do warm-ups, and there's intentionality. I mean, it's purposeful. everything he's doing is trying to make himself the best player he can be to help our football team, and a lot of ability with all these guys sitting here, and so it's just maximizing that ability and making sure us as coaches are putting them in the right position to be successful.
Barrett, did you know you had wheels to pull away from the entire defense on that?
I mean, I think I got some help with some blocks from Cam Livingston and Evan Jernigan, obviously, but I mean, once I was in the open field, I knew I had it. So,
how big is a play like that for your confidence going forward?
it's definitely huge for the offense too. That was a 2-minute situation, so like right before the half, if this is a real game, like it's a huge play to make right before the half. So.
And Mason, there's a lot on the plate for your position. Just how do you approach today, and what do you think? How do you think it went?
I think as an offense as a whole, I think we just got to keep taking it one play at a time, and as a group, and as you guys have said, just really stacking days, and that's really our biggest thing is just keep chopping. That's what we're going to do as an offense and as a whole team, and it's just one play at a time, and I think we did a good job of that. There were some times where we were a little slow, but we're working. We're going to go into the summer, really build for the fall. I'm just really proud of the guys up front, guys making plays, the receiver and Barrett, and guys at running back. So I think we're going to keep working and keep getting better.
The completion to Ross for 33 yards over the middle, it felt like that opened up everything, right? Did you need a play like that to kind of settle into everything?
I think that was just a great catch, great play by him. Guys up front gave me a lot of time to distribute that ball to him, and I think it was just a great play. Plays build momentum and brings the energy, and I think that was a good play to get it going. But I think we have that in our offense. We don't need one play. We just kind of go in there, take it one play at a time, and like I said, just keep working at it.
Landon, the first 3 drives I think were kind of stalled a little bit there, and then that one really started going. From your perspective, I know you're a defense guy, so you got to love what you saw from the defense early, but then does it hey, that was a hell of a pass completion. I like seeing them march down the field.
Yeah, one thing, and I've gotten a little bit better at this, but it's still tough, is, you got to take the defensive out of it, right? The defense out of it. It's about the football team, and so how well are we executing defensively, offensively, and special teams? And I'd say the spring is big, as we have, a little bit different we have a new coordinator, and schematically just making sure these guys understand it, and we'll continue to get better just, with time. And so, I thought defensively early they did, they were running around and it made a couple big hits, which created some momentum for them. And then offensively, just being consistent. Like you said, we had the big plays, but being consistent with those plays will allow us to have success. And don't do anything more than what's asked of you. Just go out there and be the best you that you can be, and that'll be good enough.
You comment on Chuck at all? You have any idea of what's going on with him?
He got a knee in the hip, and then had some lower leg issues from the hit.
So I got.
Coach, going into your 4th year now, is there a new approach for you as a coach? You obviously have a career that has been impacted by the pandemic in the middle of it, and then now you're kind of going back into normalcy. Is anything different, new for you as a coach personally? Yeah,
it's new that you actually get to look at an old schedule for once and say, wow, was this good or wasn't it good? Because this is the first time we've been able to have been able to repeat anything. And as a coach, you're stuck in kind of what you do and how you do it, but you always want to improve it. And the reality is we haven't had that opportunity to do a lot of that just because of the situation and COVID. And so this is the first time I pulled out the 2019 spring schedule and looked at it compared to 2022, right?
Was there dust on it?
No, it was good. It was an opportunity for me to look back, and that's the first time being head coach, and what did that look like, and how are we doing it now, and so it's been exciting.
Yeah. Evan, what's the defensive goals now going into the summer?
I would just say defensively, it's just like I just said, find a way to build momentum, and find a way to get better every day. We always, as a linebacker group, we always just talk about getting 1% better every day, and just finding finding another way to be the best version of yourself every day. And if you can work to that every single day, then you're going to get better. You're going to find that 1%. So it's basically we're going to go watch the tape and we're going to break it down critically, and we're going to see where we need to get better, and then that's going to be our focus throughout the summer. Obviously with everything else, with lifting and conditioning. So it's exciting.
Mason, obviously this is your first year here, and you're kind of going into it, but and getting able to work with a lot of talented receivers like Ray Contreras, who can make impossible catches against San Diego to capitalize on the winning season. But so what are your goals for coming into this year now? You're going to be a sophomore next year.
As an offense, I think, like Evan said, defense does 1% better. And one thing I think that's really huge for an offense is never being too high, never too low, and just kind of find a way to keep stacking and stay there. And then, there's going to be days where we might not feel great as an offense with out there, or we might feel really good, but we just got to keep our head on right and keep going and keep working. And like you said, Brady makes some great plays. Excited to get him back, and I'm just really pleased with our receivers and them making plays too. So.
And then I guess obviously, Coach, my final question is that you had a mix of running backs today, making some effort, making some impacts. What are your goals for them coming into next season?
Yeah, I mean, you probably have noticed in terms of what I would like from an offense, is to be able to run the football, and so that's what we're going to ask them to do, to be able to give us an opportunity to use our play action game, and so hand them the football, be able to create big plays for us, and then. But I'd say this, we got to be able to protect as well, in the pass game, and so. From that unit, it's a younger unit, and so I'd like to continue to see it grow and mature and develop somewhat of a leadership role within the offense. And then, all I want to see them do is continue, and we kind of all say the same thing, but it's just see them just continue to improve.